Hi, I'm Patricia Clayson with the Dare to Be Aware Fair, and I have the pleasure of interviewing for a few minutes one of our longtime presenters and supporters of the fair, Erik Swenson. Erik has been doing his global healing circles to open the fair for many years now. It's always such an honor to have him with us. He has so much to offer everyone. So Erik, you're going to be a bookend for the fair. You're going to open the fair with a healing circle. You're going to close the fair with a presentation. Thanks for being here to tell everybody a little bit about it.
My pleasure, Patricia, and thank you for the opportunities. The Dare Fair has been a joy and a blessing every single year I've participated, which I think is probably 9 or 10 years now, and I look forward to many more.
Yay, we do too. And you'll come to us from wherever you are around the planet. You always seem to make it to Milwaukee in April to be at the fair.
Always happy to be there. Love being there.
Thank you. So Erik is an author, and he'll have his new book with him at the fair. And he is a healer, he's a teacher, he's a life coach, he's a spiritual guide. He has so much to offer us. And Erik, for me, one of the things that you have always brought to the fair is this strong, peaceful, loving presence that welcomes everybody. It's like this huge heart with arms wide open. And that's why it's one of the reasons it's so special to have you do the Global Healing Circle in the morning. Please tell folks a little bit about it.
Well, again, first of all, thank you, Patricia, for your kind words. The healing circles, the evolution it's such a long story. It took 20 plus years to go from individual healing to feeling this really strong call to assist people in healing in groups. And it can be a healing of the body, the mind, the spirit, emotions, whatever it might be. And began doing the group events about 10 years ago and have had just such profound experiences. The initial ones were all in person. And eventually I ended up in large part through Facebook, meeting people from all over the world that had needs that were reaching out to me. And I was doing individual sessions, remote and stuff like that. And I finally got to the point I was like, oh my gosh, almost every night I'm helping 1 or 2 people. So I began doing the events virtually as well. And the easiest and probably most clear comment I can make about the circles is, first of all, of course, we're all human and there's so much to celebrate in our lives. And there's always a challenge or two, or often a challenge or two. And no matter how big or small, and it seems to me like many people carry at least 1 or 2 pretty big ones with them from some point in their life, they can be released in a very loving, open way. It's not that we're plugging our ears and forgetting it happened. To the contrary, we help people find a balance of peace so they can move on and no longer have the weight over their on their shoulders, so to speak, or the noose around their neck, whether it's physical, really from any physical type of illness or disease, or again, spiritual, emotional, and so on. So it's a pleasure to do these, and the Dare Fair events we've been packed every single year, and so I appreciate the opportunity. I also want to say we're going to have Mary Lynn Kelly with us this year. In the past, I've had some pre-recorded music, and she's going to be playing her gongs, and she's amazing.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be all the more fun. It'll be a beautiful experience.
So if people are interested in participating in the Global Healing Circle, they have to come early to the fair because the circle starts early, and all the details are on the website. So they can just go to the website and see everything they need to know in order to come and join you in the circle. It is also available to people who aren't planning to attend the fair. It's actually pre-fair and it's open to anyone. So it doesn't matter if you're going to attend for the whole day, but we hope that you will. We hope you'll use the Global Healing Circle to open your heart and open your mind and to be in a place of being receptive and learning all the wonderful things that are available at the fair. Now, at the end of the day, you're going to be doing a presentation, and the keywords that sort of stood out to me about your presentation are connection to creator. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing in the afternoon.
Okay, this is a long story, but I'm going to do my best to capsulize it. Plain and simple, many of us grew up with a more traditional upbringing. My father was a Lutheran pastor. I loved the church and so on. But even from the earliest years on, I literally as a child, I would think, well, that doesn't sound right, and so on. So fast forward for many decades and traveling the world and studying with some of the most beautiful people and learning to go inward and connect with myself and feeling like I'm connecting with God and Jesus and more. If we began to even understand an inkling of how precious and how amazing and how loved and treasured that we are by the Creator, and not just, well, if we do this or if we do that, there are no ifs, because it's truly unconditional love. So of course, the human minds throughout the millennia have wanted to, add the human element, that there has to be something, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't get it. But that is so far from the truth. And yet that's just the beginning of understanding who the Creator is. We're gonna jump into this and move through things quickly, but really nothing would exist were it not with the spirit, the love, the consciousness, the presence of the Creator fully alive within it. I mean, even the atoms within us would just be these little particles that would fall because there would be nothing to hold them together. And so when we realize that Creator has been with us since the moment of our first breath, will be with us through the last breath for sure, and that Creator's love and admiration for us every single millisecond of our existence is beyond our comprehension, life can become just so much amazingly more joyful and loving and peaceful, regardless of the conditions outside. And so we're going to move quickly, but we're going to take a pretty deep dive on this.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Ready for a deep dive.
Yeah, big time.
And Erik, I can say that you live what you're talking about, that being around you, people get a sense of that deep love as best it can come from another person. So, I really encourage you all to take the time to come to the fair. It's only $5 to get into the fair. You get all the workshops for free. There's 100+ exhibitors. You can hang out with Erik at his booth and talk with him during the day, do the Global Healing Circle in the morning and the presentation in the evening, or the late afternoon, actually. So it's going to be an amazing day for all of us together. And there's just something special, I think, that happens that when there's so many people. We're expecting, as in the past, somewhere between 800 and 1,000 people or more, especially now that we're coming out of COVID and everybody is hungry for connection and energy and wellness. So any other words you want to share with us, Erik, about?
Patricia, if I might, so once we begin to really truly get a grasp of our connection with the Creator, then our ability to understand who we are so much more, and we are so much more ourselves, and our value is limitless. And then when we begin to realize why we're here, if you focus on those three concepts alone, there's no way you couldn't be smiling virtually every single moment of your life, because it's just amazing. So we're gonna address it all, quote unquote, so to speak, within our hour at the end of the day. I'm looking forward to it.
And then they can get a copy of your book to take home and go even deeper if they want to.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, Erik, for taking the time to be with us now and to get people excited about coming to the fair. They can visit you on Facebook, on your website. All of that information is on the Dare to Be Aware Fair website, including a description of Erik's presentation. So I hope you'll all come visit the website for the fair, that you'll come to the fair, that you'll bring a bunch of friends to the fair, and just have an amazing and wonderful day with us on April 30th. Erik, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
My pleasure, Patricia. It's going to be a blessing and a lot of fun once again.
It will. Thank you.
And you too as well.
Thanks.